Well, hello everyone. Welcome aboard Flying with Mike. Hope we're not having troubles again with the stream. We look like we might have been starting with a little, but we're gonna blast ahead. And folks, whatever you miss, it will be up on YouTube. But welcome in. We're back in Europe. We're flying out of a fun place that we found in our journeys earlier or late last year that, I figured we'd revisit and fly out of there again. As most of y'all know, I live in the St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois area. And Sueko, welcome in. Welcome aboard, sir. We're flying today. As you all heard, I live in St. Louis area over on the Illinois side. We're going to fly out of St. Louis, France. I guess probably more pronounced French would be St. Louis. But I always find that interesting that I live in literally across the world from the same place. It's kind of fun. So it'd be funny if the latitudes were the same. Obviously, longitudes couldn't be, but that would be kind of fun. We'll have to check into that. But anyway, folks, we are sitting on the ramp here under a full moon, preparing for our adventure to Madrid. A place we've done a lot into Barcelona. I want to start getting more into France or Spain. Sorry about that. Just some things I've seen lately on TV. Oh, St. Louis. Ah, this S might be silent. Okay. That probably would be true. But yeah, love this town. I have to put it on the bucket list just to see. There may be nothing here for a tourist to come see except for someone from St. Louis. So anyway, but yeah, we're gonna head over to Madrid. Couple of TV shows, couple of things spotlighting Spain has really intrigued me about it. Plus the fact having the exchange student Luigi here really has intrigued me about that country. One restaurant in particular, real quick story before we get in. They're on the beach. I want to say near, and I'm going to probably pronounce it wrong, Alicante, but right on the beach, down from Barcelona, maybe 100 miles or so. And they serve where you just raise your hand and they hand you whatever is in their, you want in their hands. Everything's the same price, so there is no need for a ticket to go up and cash out at the end. I really want to see this place. It really intrigues me. That kind of service. So really neat. That was, by the way, Gordon Ramsay, Vacation Spain, whatever the heck it was called. It was pretty intriguing to watch that little restaurant there. So anyway, like I said, short story because we need to get rolling. We are again sitting in St. Louis, France, also known as Basel. Hang on a second, I got to pull this up because it's got a name. Boy, does it have a name. Well, it was up here, wouldn't you know? As soon as I'm ready for it, it disappears. Well, we got it another way. Whoops, went too far. Okay, it is Basel, Mulhouse, Freiburg International Airport. Oh, I forgot to add EuroAirport at the beginning. Yeah, you got that many names in the international airport. You might as well be called Europort. Like, wow. So, again, many reasons why I'd like to visit this in real life. So, all right, well, we're going to blast off into Sim World. And like I say, head for Madrid in one of my favorite. We had this question last stream. What is your favorite aircraft in the sim? Toliss, sorry folks, ranks right up number one and just, I mean, by an edge behind it, Zibo. The attention to detail they've gone to in Toliss is out of this world. I could pull in the food trucks and the staircase to show some of that little extra stuff they take. And folks, yeah, it is payware. So you do expect that level up, but boy, I tell you, they've even gone into, if you're into throwing failures or scenario type failures, they have a boatload for you. I, on the other hand, don't, because I don't have the needed manuals to do the quick reaction, let alone potential what we may need to do. So I try to keep them to a minimum. They creep in from time to time. All right, folks. Oh, sorry about that. The coffee didn't go down the right way that time. Whoa. All right. All right, so let's do it. Let's get up in the cockpit here, pre-flight this run, and get going. Get myself on the right screens here. There we go. All right, there's Sim Toolkit, folks, and that is our preferred pre-flight briefing tool. Just an amazing amount of information comes. Yeah, especially, yeah, well, I'm sure I'm not the only one that drinks it by the pot full. So, oh, that's one cup, by the way, folks. So, the doctor said cut back, so I went down to one cup. And, it just happens to be an entire carafe. What can I say? It's not a giraffe, carafe. But I know. All right, so there you see it, folks. Europe. We're just on the edge, the cusp, as they say, of the Alps. We'll see a little bit of them on our takeoff, not much, but a little, as we head south and west. All right, today's route, Moro 7 Tango off runway 15, and then you can follow the rest because I'll run out of air trying to say all those fun things. Same distance we went to Brasilia last stream, folks. That was only 5 different things you put in the McDo to, oh my gosh, my Geddon, do we have a lot to put in. And it's that way in Europe all the time. Plus, here's where you're going to see the transition levels. Now, granted, we're not staying in Germany where one city could be one transition level, the next city over could be another. That part I don't understand, but it's the way it is over there in Europe, and well, it is what you got to do. So we'll have that a little bit here. So fun trip. I really enjoy. I was thinking about going to Alicante, but changed up to Madrid. I kind of wish that. Well, we'll have fun from Madrid because there is a shuttle I just learned about that goes from Madrid to Barcelona. So we'll see what we can do with that in a couple of days. All right, so loadout today. 33,000 pounds will be in the payload. 150 people. 6,750 pounds of cargo, bags and cargo. And again, there's that long route. A lot of directs on this one. That's one thing I'm not used to. Things might have evolved again, changed here in Europe to where there are more directs than there are airways. So that's adding up to how long the flight plans are as well. Cost index of 5, 37,000 feet, and at NINTU, see, will be not far in. That should be possibly. I'm looking for it here, folks. RESB. Oh, it's up here on the start of the. So it's going to be up in here somewhere, folks. But yeah, pretty quick, we're going to go on up to 39. I haven't really mastered that yet. So kind of see if we can't get a little better with step climbing in this plane. I know how to do it. It's just you program it, but why doesn't it execute while you're flying? Unless it's because it's a command that you have to get permission first before it executes. Maybe that's it. All right, enough on that. Weather-wise today, actually, I think we've got a pretty decent bit of weather here in Europe. After what we've had here in the United States, I'll take tranquility anytime. Um, Pressure's kind of high at 1030 on the millibars. Winds out of the south at 6. That's why the runway 15 departure. It's 48 degrees. Don't know if that's good or bad. To me, that's not bad compared to what we've had, 0 to sub-zero, here in the St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois area. Down in, and then if you're METAR, there's your METAR folks. Okay, down in Madrid. They're calling right now a 150, I'm sorry, correction. Yeah, 150 at 6-knot wind. However, they've got us lined up for 3-2 right. Now, we ran into this with Brasilia. So we'll see how this works out. I'm going to keep it as is for now, 3-2 right. But we'll see. Millibars on the pressure, down couple, 1028. And we warmed to 57 degrees down there. Heading towards South Florida. No. So beautiful day, folks. And again, the METAR staring at you right there. All right, finally, let me go ahead. Oh, wrong button. Had to click that one. I'm going to get myself on VATSIM, or at least pre-filed. And then we'll see what kind of damage we can do. We're due out of here. Do that. We'll schedule us a little later than expected. Ease. Ooh. Get that spelt right. And we're a Performance C aircraft. Everything else looks good. Let's file it. All right, so we've got our flight plan filed. We are easy 1018 when we come on board, folks. All right, so let's get this show on the road. Now, I showed it a little bit. Now, we're not in automatic, which for the Zebo folks knows that puts us under the gun. Well, we've been sitting on the ramp here as one of the first flights out. This is a 7 a.m. departure. In my book, that would be one of the first flights out. So I've got them set differently here than normal auto, where they'll come in, a few minutes later, they pull out, and we're about ready to go. Let's do it and get ready to go. All right, so up top here, battery switches. Let's do a quick check. Okay. And we'll do the CVR check. Okay. Fuel pumps are in the off position. You can see them lit up there. Let's see. APU fire check. While we're here, I just do the engines as well. Perfect. All right, and then coming on down, let's go ahead and start fueling the airplane. You can do that right here from the McDo. First thing I'm going to do, since I opened it up inadvertently, I'm going to go ahead and put our PAX load on, which just going to double check it. 150, 150 load. Show you the other things. So you can control the doors, load and unload, as well as the lighting in the aircraft. And I keep it at 80% auto. Okay. Now we'll move over here. Here you're starting to see that Toliss screen you can go to right here in plugins, open ISCS. You're starting to see that here. A lot of it is here. You can push it back from here or use better pushback. We're putting 14,621 in. 621, so we'll put in 14.8. We'll call the fuel truck to get us to that amount. And for now, let's zero everything out and see how we work that out. All right, let's get up one level here. We're looking for refueling. And there it is. Also, barely see it, but you can see the truck is pulled up. Better angle here. That's, again, it drives up. It doesn't just boink, boink, doink, like little stars, you know, twinkling in. It just drives in, drives out, just like the real one does. So, although, well, I can't really go by our airport because it is a little, the way they drive in at our airport, they back out. So this is kind of neat what they do here. All right. So let's head over here to the EFB, see how we're looking. Let's reset to current. So we got our current projected fuel, current passengers, and we're looking for 137.51. I could have put that 200 pounds in. Let's do it. Why not? Load, close. And then again, reset. Look at that, 758, and we're supposed to be 7 folks. That's just perfect. All right, so we're loaded. We've got a 0 fuel weights CG of 29.4, estimating out of here 145,573, which isn't very far off, about 700 pounds difference. So again, that can be any number of things from empty weight to differences in people that just just minute. I'm not worried about. If that would have said 155 and I was at 140, yeah, then I start wondering, what did I screw up? All right, so let's see. He is done fueling. And yep, they are gone. All right, so we can finish up the checklist now. All right, so we've been fueled, so let's fire the APU up so we can warm the plane for our wayward passengers. Okay, spoilers are down, flaps are up. We'll get some of the radar on. Okay. And let's clear the anomaly. Flap is open. And let's start it. Thought I'd let the plane do the talking. Okay, we are available. Let's go up top and let's get after it, shall we? Flap levers, we said, were up and matched. Speed brakes down, retracted. Probe heats off. APU bleed is on. Bleeds should go out and packs out. I just want to check. Actually, we're pretty decently set up here, so let's go back to normal, and we'll run high on the pack flow. All right, so let's continue on. Air conditioning panels white, cross bleed set to auto, and we've got our temperatures set. Gen 1, Gen 2 are set in fault because the engines aren't on. External power disconnected. Whoa. Okay, we are on the gen. That was the worst flicker I've seen in a while on it. Ventilation panel all in auto. Okay, let's start pre-flight. IRU-1 on bat came on. We're looking for it to go out. Good. Number 2 all the way over. And number 3 in the middle. All right, good checks there. Captain purse switch is up. All right, so we're going to come down, check our strobe light, put it in the middle. We're going to run with nav 2, seatbelts, emergency lights. All right, all good. Landing elevation switch notch is pointing straight up at 12 o'clock. And pack flow is set. Fuel pumps are on. Don't remember turning them on, but okay. And we've checked our engine fire. Radio 3 is good. Radio 1 and 2 are good. Radio here, 1, 2. And let's get into getting that flight plan set up. Now, if you have a SimBrief account, folks, you can speed a lot of this up by just giving Toliss access to it. Now, how do you do that? Real quick, you go into SimBrief. You're going to want your numerical user ID, not your one you log in with, but you have to go into your account and get your numerical one. And then you're going to come into the Toliss. You have to use this to get your SimBrief account set up. So let's go over here to add-on accounts. Down here is accounts. Put in that numeric ID. And then with the manual, figure out which you want on and off here. If you want to use the CPDLC, which I hope they plan more for it, and not to Tolliss's bad, but to VATSIM controllers bad. I hope more of you come on board with this. I'd love to try it out. See how it works. See what I can't do. I already know one thing I can't do, which it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. That is actually on Toliss, but am I gonna knock Toliss? No. This is a hell of a program, folks. So, really, this makes things a lot easier and quicker. So, SimBrief ID at a minimum. That numerical value, put it here, select what you want, click Save these settings. Then we'll come through here, confirm our engine, confirm that we're still up to date with our nav data. We'll go to the init button. This is what that will give you access to, is this, as well as takeoff data, winds aloft. Stuff you've seen in Zibo, which started over here. All right, now you can do this from here, we learned, or you can load your flight plan here, or you can go to data, function, load it here, or ATSU, AOC, and load your flight plan here. We've done both ways. I like this one. So we'll just get going here. And it's linking it in. And then we just go back to the init page and look, it's all filled out for us. Okay, another thing I like to do is go into the IRS init before we align. Why? I'll show you. We bring in charts. Hang on, let me get the right program up here to bring charts in. You know what? I really have been bad. Well, you had Sim Toolkit up there, folks. Sorry for all of that. Let me, I'll go back over what you need to do to get this automatic, because we are under the gun. All right, let me get charts up here real quick. Only reason instead of Sim Brief is takes up less space. Go to taxi. In this case, you got to scroll almost all the way down to, where are we? Okay, we're at the right place. Parking stands. We are in 22, I believe it is. So you just look over here, 17 through 24. So we need to be 4735.9. Hey, that's, wait a minute. Not where we're at. And then 4735.9, 731. Click the line select, get those up down arrows. 31.7. Align on ref, confirm. And what's going to happen when this alignment completes, that alignment will shift from wherever the airport reference point is to that set of coordinates for gate 17 through 24. So anywhere between here and here, the aircraft parked are centering on that. And then you can do your wins here, or you can do them elsewhere. I'll just do them here for quickness. All right, real quick recap. Let's get rid of charts. To be able to put that flight plan in, like what did I? Oh, okay. Like you saw here by automatic, what you'll need to do, folks, come up here, since I blocked it out, a good pilot that I am, go to sound and accounts, count IDs. Now, in SimBrief, you're putting that numerical value right there. Use the manual to figure out what you want. Hoppy, you'll have to go there to get your log on if you have one, or set one up. They're all free, folks. This part's free. Then save your settings. So, digital, not your normal one you log into on all the different ones. It has to be the digital one. Numbers. Then whatever you want, the manual will explain each one. Set it the way you want, and you're ready to go. All right, let's continue on. Actually, I think that's all we have to do at this point. Emergency pack. Oh, no, we can continue. So, all right, so let's go to the F plan page, or as I like to call it, flight plan page. Don't know how that became a tongue twister, but it did. All right, here's our flight again. Just so you're aware. I'm also going to bring charts back in. I use charts a lot here, folks, because it is, quite frankly, it fits real easy. SimBrief would be tough to size and see, so I use the standalone charts for the briefings and setups. All right, so as we can tell, we're going to do the MORO 7 Tango departure. Looks like this. So we're going to taxi up, shoot off, and Moro 7 Tango is this line here. So on takeoff after SB 515 at 1900 feet or higher, we'll crank it to 255, follow it out to SB 618, and then out to MOROK. Okay, and as you can see, that's our first fix. And I'm switching into the, okay, and our GPS just aligned. All right, so let's do it. LFSB, departure, runway 15, that's our takeoff runway. Moro 7 Tango is our departure. And I have found that in Europe, most of your SIDS and stars revolve off the initial fix, so you don't usually find a transition. Because if you notice, we fly the same departure for the Torpa 7T ending up at Torpa. Lamel, same thing, 7S. I think that's, or 7, yeah, 7S. So you see what I'm saying? It's where you end up is how they name them, so you don't have a lot of transitions. Believe it or not, the more you click in here, the easier it is for an error to happen. So Europe has found make it a little less clicky. Insert, and now let's step it out. Instead of clicking step like you do in Boeing, you use the arrows. All right, so out of LFSB, that's St. Louis Airport, Basel, 15's our runway. Then we're going to fly out to 515, 1900 feet. We're going to head to SB 600 right here, on out to 618. Start tracking this, and then to MOROK. And then we start our flight. All right, we can kind of follow along here to make sure things are in line. GILIR is next, TUROM. Here's our 39,000 foot step climb, or 2,000 foot step climb to 39,000. And then BBIC. Let's kind of pull it up here. REPSI. And while you're looking at, you're not seeing the gauge, you can have the map up here in plan, and you're following it to see if there's any massive, you know, shoot-offs, like you put, something got put in wrong. NARAK, AGN, MOQAB will be next, TIVLI, Exambo, LSB, correct, LSAP, ZAR, we're getting into Spain now, Conqui, and TERSA is the end. Okay, so we're right here. So now, as of right now, we are going to plan 3-2 right. I'd rather come in from the north, but again, we're going to fly it by the book, because as we found, the book became the actual landing. All right, so we are going to be flying, I believe it's the TERSA 3 Zulu, if you see that in the chat. And that'll be, just we'll go from here to MD 535 Noska, MD 530 to RUD-B. These are 4, 3-2 left, 3-2 right. So our initial fix is RUD-B at or above 8,000 feet. Right there should be a trigger. Oh my, yep. 20 some years ago, my first flight in the sim to Madrid. You know, I did not know Madrid sat up as high as it does. Well, look at this here. It's almost 7,400-foot mountain. I didn't know there was a lot of high terrain in Spain. All of a sudden, my plane is squawking at me, pull up, and I'm like, why? I'm at, I don't know, 8,000 feet, and lo and behold, there's a mountain. So, it's fun what you can learn in the flight sim, folks. Really is. All right, so let's plan the arrival. LEMD, arrival. Now, here's the tricky part. Let's see. Let's go to flights. C32 right. Like I said, 160, folks, is really not favoring that. So I'm really a little concerned. Oh, now we have a VATSIM. 15 minutes old. What are they running us to? 32 right. Quite weird, but we'll do as instructed. So, wow. On ground squawk standby. Whoa. That's the first time I've seen that on VATSIM. He's going to get in trouble. Sorry, folks. Couldn't resist. Here's the TAF. Maybe that's what's doing it. No? 060. Still saying it should be a 060, you know, wind. We'll see. But anyway, the ATIS for us right now, independent parallel approaches, 32 right, 32 left. No saying as to which one to fly, so that's good. Transition 14,000. So, all right. So you can see there's our track to Rugby. Let's see here now. Let's go back. Click approaches. 32 right. We have a W.
Dive.
Bad attitude. Welcome aboard, sir. Hope you're having a grand day. 8,000. And there's our track. Kind of like that one, folks. Let's see. In fact, let's see what Zulu looks like. It's pretty. Oh, they put us in a hold. Let's do whiskey. All right, so we are going to add whiskey to the run. Always helps the engines out with a little whiskey. Then some, so we'll go Rugby. Oh, we have the hold there anyway. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's the same approach, Zulu or whiskey. MD 570, MD 575, so really a simple end to the arrival. So I think we'll go with that. Let's go over here. 32 right, whiskey. And if anything, we'll show up a little with a smile on our face because we've had a little whiskey. Said this is the TERSA 3. All right. And as you can see again, no transitions. All right. So again, reading, we're aiming for 32 right on the Whiskey ILS. Rugby is how we're going to join the ILS. And our star is TERSA 3 Zulu with no transitions. Hanguner, welcome in and thanks. We do plan a nice flight here. Insert. And let's read on. Okay. That's all in there. Good. All right. So the TERSA 3 will work out like so. Okay, MD 535. Okay, everything's looking good to Rugby. 570, 575, Yahoo! And we're in. Looks good. Okay, and our missed approach for the arrival, going to be a long sweeping turn to Rofix. And a hold awaits us there. All right, now if we divert, we're going to go from Madrid to Nando, Bingu, Absi, Mabux, and then into LEVC. So it's already in there. We'll add it if divert is looking like it's quite possible. All right, folks, that takes care of a lot of stuff right there. Get out of land, and we'll stay there. Hit F plan again. No discontinuity, so we're good. Let's press on and get to the performance part of this. So RadNav first. Okay, in case we come back, there's our ILS. Back to the init page, go to page 2. Let's match it up. 130.8. That looks good. 29. Oh, that does not look good. So slash 29.4. Just making sure. All right, block fuel 14.6. Let's make it 14.8. All right, and we are now ready for the perf page. This is where I really think they excel here. I can run scenarios in this computer here that really much better to read that way. All right. So we can run scenario bases off this. So we know we're going to do a full length out of Basel here. So we're going to go all the way down to Hotel, or Bravo, sorry. And do our takeoff. It's 12,796 feet, or for those of you in the European zone, 3,900 meters. Okay, we'll deal with the McDo in a second. Let's pull up the weather here. I'm going to do this again with charts. Bear with me. It's a versatile program, folks. Up here is our weather. As of 17:30, we had a wind at 170 at 6. Is there something changing this? Okay. My only complaint to Toliss, we don't know what METAR you're running on. Because, yeah, I'm showing 170 at 6. Okay, temperature currently. And folks, if you're not METAR savvy, be able to read that by just the way it is, drop down. It'll tell you 7 degrees. Yeah, I don't know when this came in. Now this is a little tricky, but again, if you scroll down, currently it's 1031 hectopascals or millibars, 30.45 right next to it, translated. I don't know how it does in millibars. Runway's dry, anti-ice will be on. engines at least. Takeoff weight, we're going to confirm, is in the ballpark. $144.8. That's close enough. That's what we're showing. Okay. And then we can flex. We can toga. Configuration auto. It'll tell us the best setups. We'll run with the AC on. So we'll do a flex. Let's just see, for the fun of it, what a flex will do. All right, let's get rid of charts. So you can see now I took all that weather data and put it in here. Just basically click and type. Okay, so we're going to try a flex. Let it decide the configuration, being flaps and trim and all of that good fun stuff. And we've got the air conditioner on. Compute. So it's saying flaps 1, flex at 73, and we'll have 114 to 143 or 4 for V1. Then 144, 146. I kind of like this. Well, let's see toga. Let's see what they pull out of, for toga. Still flaps 1. A lot less runway, as you would expect. Flexing means we're flexing that engine. Instead of at 100%, we're pulling it back in power. Enough to sustain flight, climb, all of that good stuff, but yet not at 100%, rattling it to possibly cause the engine to need major maintenance before the major overhaul. Airlines don't like spending twice for a major overhaul, so at a couple million apiece, I think you understand why. So we're going to do the flex takeoff. That and I haven't done it in a while. All right, so you can see here's our takeoff run, maximum run. So if we run at 144 V1, we're still going to have 4,200 feet of runway to stop. I believe that'll happen. All right, so let's uplink. We are 10. I hate when I do that, folks. Sorry about that. What did we say? That's 3-1? Yes. Okay, let me... I hate when I do that all the time. Can only change zero, 3, 1. Okay. Wind, we're showing 170 at 6. That's just like you see it, diagonal 6. Okay, we're going to go on a dry runway, but if we needed to, we could go wet, dry, wet, quarter, half, slush. So you can see all the different contaminants that we talked about on some of the flights in the U.S. where we got the 555s or some oddities and what they're contained with. That's where you would then begin setting your McDo to give you the proper performance you need the plane to be in. All right, flaps. 1. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out since I know it. UT0. We're going to flex 73. Actually, it's giving us a little more on our V1. So here's what we're getting, folks. A V1 of 147, rotating at 147, and a V2 of 149. Insert. fills it out for you. Takeoff 7,000 feet. I'm going to go over to Black Box's site. I'll give that to you here in a second. And fine-tune this just a hair more. Anytime you're in Europe, folks, this is the place you go to find. Really? He doesn't have this one? What? I'll be doggone, he sure doesn't. Well, we won't fine-tune it. Huh. Black Box 711, folks, is a streamer on Twitch, YouTube, and is a real Airbus pilot in Europe. He just crossed, I hope I get it right, 787, I believe is what he's rated in now. But he has a site, if you go to, that'll give you the numbers for your thrust reduction, acceleration, engine out for that field, and transition levels that may be in place. That's something we need to look into. Just going over here to Simaware, and they're no longer online. Okay, so we're showing 7,000. Okay, so we'll keep that. And folks, we're ready to go. Continuing on real quick. Okay, altimeters are 31. Put the LS and the constraints in. Arc 20, Arc 40 here. Okay, going across, we want to make sure our speed is managed, heading is managed, and currently, according to this, we do not, oh yeah, we have an initial climb to 7,000, and then 10 minutes later, actually it doesn't say anything about it 10 minutes, so right now we're going to clear us to flight level 370. Okay, make sure this side's how you want it. LS constraints. Okay. Landing gear down, 3 green. Nose gear set, and we're ready to push back, folks. 12 o'clock on the switching, and coming online. 10:18. Oh, really? Well, we won't be getting credit at MacAir for this one. Doggone it. Oh, hang on. Let me just get this taken care of. That, oh, infuriates me sometimes. I would have swore I did it right. Okay, bid removed. Well, we'll be flying still easy 1038. I think it is. 1018, just not under Millennium Aviation. That's a bummer. All right, well, anyway, we're ready to go. No, what it would take, folks, is me to shut the sim down, start it up without being the admin. Aggravating with this this new ACARS system. It's just a little aggravating. All right, well, we're good still. We got plenty of stuff, so let's get everything put away. Starting with external power. And we can just watch the chart as things close up. It'll show. All right, and then main door. And beacon.
Run to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Oh, wow. I really don't know where they would, guess they would turn them here.
Run to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Wow, that's a little... Would they put me all the way out on that ramp? Kind of nervous if another plane was in there. Okay, chocks are off. Folks, we're ready to go. Just a little bummed we're not going to be able to use
all doors and hatches
the
are
new
closed,
program.
ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Face north. Yeah, basically if I was to restart and all, you're probably looking at another hour just to get off the ground. So we'll just forgo the ACARS. We'll live. They'll live. And really got to figure out there has to be a way to get that. Smart cars to work without having to, you know, where to work. Either way, the new one.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, folks, if you're ready to go, I am. Brakes off. I'm opening up the Discord channel.
Starting pushback and you may start
Feel
engine.
free to hop in, chat away. Just kind of watch your language, folks. Remember, this is a family channel. Somewhere in the world, it's after 5 o'clock. Ooh.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
All right, starting one. All right, just waiting for engine one. All right, we have a good start. Oil pressure's up, everything's looking good.
Tow disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time on Have a Safe Flight.
Thank you for flying with Mike. Better push back. Catch you next time. All right, and with us available, let's start the clock. 3-minute warm-up in spot, but that'll give us plenty of time to do what we need to do. All right, after start. First thing, let's come down, put this ignition switch back to normal, and work our way through. APU bleed off. Ground spoilers. Arm. Flaps 1. Set to trim to 0.
Also vertical to Bravo, Victor, Foxtrot, Bravo, taxi, intersection, Foxtrot, runway 15.
All right, so we need our trim to read up 0.3. Okay. While I'm here, folks, I go ahead and just do my surface check. All right, surface check is good. Okay, continuing on, anti-ice as required, not needed. Wait, we did say engines. APU switched off. Slides and doors armed. Okay, elapsed time to run. Nav climb, we're good. Get our look at there as you start to see some of the Alps showing up on our terrain radar. Cursor ready. Finish out the switch here. Max brakes on. Spoilers armed. Cabin. All you got to do for the cabin, folks, bring them. And finally, let's see if it's studied its test correctly. All green. While we're here, turn the predictive wind shear on.
Victor Bravo, lining up runway 15 intersection Foxtrot, and taking off via Alpen 7 Yankee.
All right, we're taxiing out via, I think it's November. We'll find out on this one up here. That being the taxi sign. Oh, it's from Bravo. There's where that one just took off from Foxtrot. We'll do a full length. All right, final checks, folks. Transponder. TARA. Brake temperatures managed by the brake fans. Engine mode as required. We'll keep it normal. And we're ready for takeoff. All right, folks, hope you're ready for the takeoff. Thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike. We got us about an hour and a half flight over to Madrid. Oh boy. You crack me up, mister. Our dog is not happy when people walk in front of our house. Get out of my sidewalk. All right, here we go, folks. Basel traffic, EZ 1018 departing 15. Okay, let's get some lights on. Okay, verify speeds. 147, oh, 150, whoa, I'm reading the wrong lines. 147, 147, 149, flex takeoff 73. Knots. Airspeed confirmed. V1. Rotate. Airborne. Gear up. Flaps coming up. And away we go, folks. We're on our way. Constraints. Let's go airports. Okay. Final checks. Up. Anti-ice altitude set standard at 7. Landing lights at 10. And we get the spoilers while we're at it. And finally, we're on autopilot. FCU will check. Why are we ignition? I think it's automatic. Yep. Okay. Weather radars are on. TCAS is on. Yep. We're good to go. And there you go, folks. We're Air Biggin 300. Welcome aboard. It's going great. Glad to have you in the house as we head from St. Louis, France, over to Madrid, Spain, in the A320-250 from Toliss. But again, hope you all enjoyed the departure out of here. Always fun, especially sunrise departures. Little orange set against the orange. Okay, I like that wing shot too. All right, also getting a lot of screenshots here as we get airborne. Okay, we're above 10,000. Brake fans can go off. And let's get our lights off. Okay. And anti-ice off as we climb on out of here, folks. I hope you enjoy the ride. Looking like about 2 hours right now. Let's see how that works out here. We're still a good 10, 20, 20,000, 25,000 from top of climb. So let's see how that works out. But again, welcome aboard, folks. Hey, if you're new to the channel, love for you to smash that follow button. That way you can see what's up with Flying with Mike when we go live here on Twitch. Love to have you aboard each and every one of our flights. I know it's not possible for every one of them. Sure love for you to at least know we are up and flying. If you're watching us over there on YouTube, you're watching a rebroadcast, basically, of it, meaning you're catching it Memrex. It's already happened, folks, live, which is great. We love having you there. Just smash that subscribe and like button, thumbs up, and that way you'll know when new videos are released. And like I always say to people, it's the good, the bad, the ugly that get put up there. If I have a poor flight, and the C-130's one of those, you're going to see it. If I have a fantastic flight, you'll see that too. I don't pick and choose what goes up. Every stream, I then put the video up as is. I don't even edit it. So you don't want to miss. So, all right, I appreciate that there, Big N300. All right, so we're through 18,000, climbing to 37, eventually up to 39 for Madrid. And as I told people in the beginning, folks, I flew, I think it was London to Madrid way back in my early days of flight simming, back in the mid to late 90s, and did not know Madrid sat almost 2,000 feet above sea level. I'm descending through 3,000, maybe 2,500, and all of a sudden the GPWS starts squawking, or as people like to call it, Bitchin' Betty, squawking that, pull up, pull up. And I'm like, why? I look up and I'm getting ready to hit a mountain. Did not know it sat up high, or higher than most airports that I was used to at the time. And yeah, that was great. All right, folks, and as I have alluded, we do have the Discord channel turned on. Feel free to come on into the lobby area there. Love to chat with you. And just realize we'd like to keep the channel clean when we're on Discord, mainly because, hey, it may be working hours for you where you're at, but in other parts of the world, it's after 5 o'clock and the kiddos are around, and guess what? They don't need to hear all that foul language. So maybe I'm just old square, as they used to call them in the 50s. But you know what? There's a lot to be said about that. All right, we just exited the SID, Standard Instrument Departure, out of St. Louis, France. Headed on to Madrid. And already, folks, down to an hour and a half of flight time.
Terrain. Pull up.
How's it going?
Whoa, who's aboard? Hang on a second here. Let me mute myself over here in Discord so it doesn't echo over on the stream. Welcome aboard, Big N 300. Uh-oh, I think I may have killed myself in the wrong place.
Is it echoey over there?
There we go. Let's see how it sounds here. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Where is it? There it is. All right, so let's see if we're testing out good here. Oh, good. No echo.
I turned me down too. Your stream. I didn't know if it was catching it off my headphones or not.
You know, sometimes it'll echo, so I kind of mute myself. But realize maybe I have to figure out what I got to do. It's been a while since I used Discord with this. But I do need to go in here, pop it down just a little. There we go. All
I
right,
surprised you a little bit when I came in, and all you hear is 3, pull up.
Like, wait a minute, flashback.
I had to. You said talk about the train. I'm like, think.
Yeah, that was a trip. I never knew Madrid was that high up. So, oh well, we learned, and we made it in safely, but almost through the trees.
I had that.
So how you doing?
Oh, working my life away.
Yeah, that's the story of everyone's life.
Yeah, unless you're retired.
I'm hoping to in 5 years. And if work keeps going the way it is, that will be a lot less. So, keep myself going here. All right.
It should be at work, but the boss goes, hey, you can eat your breakfast, so I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah, I don't work till tomorrow, so at least there's no flights at the airport, but they've already loaded our day up, so oh well. It is what it is.
You actually work at an airport?
Oh yeah, I mean, I enjoy it to a point, but what we do, not really.
Oh.
I'm getting to the point where, you know, I really just, no more. It's third time back, and I knew better coming back this time, but I thought, well, maybe change had really occurred. And, oh yeah, change did occur, both when I had come back and while there, and I can't yet say for the better. So, oh well. Hopefully things will, as they keep saying, will get better, but
yeah,
it is what
I'm hoping.
it is what it's
I'm
gonna
hoping
be.
for that too.
So, well, we just oh no, we still got a ways to top and climb.
I'm hoping things get better for me.
You're a youngin'. You ought to be able to. There ought to be something out there for you.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for it to pop out. I want to do more.
I remember.
Have I ever told you? Have you ever? Did I tell you what I do for a living?
I don't think you have.
I'm a heavy equipment tech.
Oh, okay. So you fix the excavators and all of that?
Yep.
Cool.
And then the occasional truck that I hate.
Not your truck, I hope.
I had to do a water pump and a thermostat on the Ram 1500 with the 6.3 gasser. Or, no, 3.6. Holy shit. Oops. I just said that word.
Just kind of watch it.
I would kind of slipped out.
I get it. I know but we try to really strive to
Yeah.
keep it clean because of the kids that could be in the area when parents are watching.
Yeah. I try to too. Especially when like you're streaming and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really gonna try to.
Oh, yeah.
But that job was horrible. I cursed every minute of it.
I can imagine these new engines these days. When I used to drive a semi, I look at that. I remember the engine I had in there, that Detroit, how easy it was to find things. I go to our crash truck that basically the same, except mine was inline. It's a V. Nothing's where it was.
No, 9 more.
Nope. And then I look at these new engines on the 2 new ones we got. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. You want to know the things that I have to deal with? On a Mustang forklift, the starter is next to the frame, and you can't get to it except for pulling a ton of stuff off.
That sounds like my wife's journey. To get to the battery, you had to take a fender and something else off to get to it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, why would you do that? Then I went, wait a minute, job security at Dodge. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to work on it, so they'll bring it to the dealer. And then, guess what? More money for the dealer.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole new mindset since the big debacle in the 80s and 90s of the economy.
Except for CAT. They're fairly simple to work on.
I only drove one CAT my entire trucking life. And I actually, I hear a lot about it, but I mean, it did have some oomph to it, but it had to be fully grossed out to get that oomph.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's a heavy haul.
I just
motor.
didn't really get into the big hype behind it. My Detroits that I ran, boy, they could do a good job, and let alone, relatively thinking folks here, sip fuel.
Yeah.
7 miles to the gallon in a big truck, that's a good number.
Yeah. Those CAT motors, they're a fuel-sucking...
pig.
Yes. Thank you. I was trying to figure out a good word for it.
I knew where you were going, pig.
I was trying to figure out a good word. I'm like, I was trying to go, Mike, help. Yep. They are, but man, you can pull some heavy loads with them.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
That's when they get in their stride.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Detroits,
and
were just unreal.
Yeah, that's why, like when Detroit went out, they still had CAT, and that's where the CAT showed up. Was after Detroit went away.
Yeah, I didn't know Detroit had gone away. They told me at work. I went, no, that's a good engine.
Yeah, it's been a while that Detroit's been away.
Yeah.
And CAT gone away from it too. They don't make trucks. They only make heavy equipment engines anymore.
Oh, they got out of the trucking. Oh, wow.
Completely.
I know some owner operators that are pissed at them.
Yeah. As far as I hear, now I've seen a CAT motor in a newer truck. I don't know if he custom bought it or how he got it, but it's actually a CAT edition truck.
Huh.
And I've worked on it. So I don't know. This was back I was at Love's truck stop back home, and I had to do tires on it. I think it was tires, because I was a tire tech then. I dropped out of heavy equipment about 3 years ago, and here I come back. And now I'm kind of wishing I kind of stayed being a tire tech, because it was kind of easy.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, just tires. Well, the ones that got me were, the rims. Oh, you had the 2-part rim to it.
Oh, yeah.
The buds? Is that what they were?
Split rim.
Huh?
Split rim.
Split rims?
Yep.
Oh, I hated those.
I'm glad that they don't have them anymore.
Yep.
I didn't have to deal with them, because all the trucks that came in are newer. They use the tires on school buses. There's one specific size, and everybody in the shop hated it, because it's so hard to put on and take off. I had to have 2 people help me.
Oh, wow.
Because it just, one guy has to hold the bar, because it has just so much tension on that bead. One guy has to hold the bar, one guy pulls, other guy pulls, and it just 2 guys constantly fluctuating bars. And it takes all your strength just to pull the one tire. I think it was a 14 something.
I know I had one trailer that was running with them, and of course, blew a tire. And I said, please don't ever give me a trailer like this.
Yeah.
So, although I was able to limp it to the tire shop, so.
Yeah. They're nice but now they have these super singles.
Yeah.
Don't get me on that.
I always wondered if they're all the hype they are.
Well, if you blow a tire, for instance, which happens quite often, you don't have a backup tire.
Exactly.
That can pull the weight, at least to get to the tire shop. If you're flat, you're flat. You're on the side of the road, where you have 2 tires, well, 4 on a semi-trailer per side. You can limp it to the tire shop. You're not stranded.
You don't have to chain it up and all of that like some guys do.
Yeah.
Never had to do that, thank goodness.
That's just what, I don't see it. I think it's just job security. Again.
I don't know. The trucking companies love them because I guess they're actually going to be more money than before. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't get the pull behind them, but I've been out of the business since roughly 2001. I came back for a couple months, but...
Now, if you're in the mud all the time, oh yeah, I bet those are amazing for mud, because they float.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Where the other ones don't. They sink. So, I mean, if you're in the mud, oh yeah, it'd be amazing. But I don't think semis go in the mud very often.
Well, we try not to. Or at least I did. So, all right.
But, I understand, heavy haul, they go in the mud all the time. I got a story for you about that if you want me to go into that.
Go for
it. So we had a truck driver. We had a job site you have to drive through the mud to get to, or the dirt. And it rained hours, dumping buckets of rain a minute. And so it was muddy. We had to haul our piece of equipment there. So instead of tracking it along the mud, our truck driver goes, I'll just bring it through. And there was just mud you couldn't see the machine, and the red, because it was a link belt track hoe. You could not see any of it. It was brown when he got done.
Oh,
Just, mud flying over top. But in a semi, you have to keep your momentum.
Yep.
It's even more crucial than a pickup to keep your momentum. Because if you're done, you're done.
yep. You sink in, you can't move.
Because in these trucks, they don't fucking actually lock themselves. You can try, but they lock themselves to an extent, but not to what they need to be. Like your diff lock, unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty much they lock the axle itself and not both axles in the back.
We just got the inner axle lock. That's it.
Yeah. So
Sure,
one
those
axle.
fancy dancy guys that go 4-wheel drive on them.
Yeah. Oh, now they've got one that actually, if you go up a hill and you get stuck, it's a hydraulic front axle, and you can turn it on, and it'll pull up, and it's your front axle pulling you up the hill.
Oh, wow.
And it will go up a hill, literally. It's made for if you have to go up a hill and your front axle comes off, and if your front axle or the rear axle goes off, you've got zero torque.
Yep.
And zero power. It's made to take that power and get both axles back on the ground where they can carry along. It's on YouTube. Guys showed it. That's where I learned about it.
Yeah, there's some good stuff out there now.
Oh, there is. And it changes the game. But think about how much more I have to fix.
Give us all the neat toys that we can break.
Yeah, right.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Flying with Mike. We're talking with Big in 300 on Discord. Hey, you're welcome in too. If you don't know the link to Discord, and we put an invite out there, you're welcome to join in. But we got us about an hour and 11 minutes to good old Madrid, Spain. Yeah, driving the rigs are kind of fun. I kind of miss it, but then I'm glad I'm out of it.
Right. The stress behind it.
Oh. Yeah, it's a rough life.
I don't like pulling 25-foot goosenecks. Let's double that.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 more feet.
Yeah.
No. Never mind. My math is wrong.
No, I pulled 53 foot. At the end, I was a flatbedder pulling a 44-foot trailer, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There are 50-some feet. I forgot about those.
Well, Texas, if I'm not mistaken, was experimenting or ran them. I can't remember the words they used. 57 feet. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Holy.
Like, oh, I can't imagine. I mean, just sneaking into places like Connecticut and Long Island with a 53-foot, which was illegal at the time, was hard. Oh, just roll your wheels back. They'll never know. Yeah, right.
Wow.
God forbid they load you up heavy in the middle and it snaps in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, they'll know in a second when your whole trailer snaps apart.
Oh, yeah.
There's a reason that they load you correct and make you slide your tandems.
So, yeah, it was just funny because when I rolled into Long Island with a 53, that toll booth guy looked back. Yeah, it's 48 foot. You sure? It's 48 foot. Believe me, if you're going to ask me, it's 48 foot. Just don't get near me when I take turns.
Yeah.
Oh, well. The good old days of trucking.
Yeah,
Long
yeah.
gone now.
I wish I could say that about mechanicking.
Uh,
It,
I,
it's like a, and you probably understand it too. It's like an addiction. You can never, once you go in, you can't get out.
oh, yeah. Well, you can. You just have to completely relearn something new.
Well, I mean, once you go in, like your whole body just keeps wanting to do. You gotta fight your body to stay out.
Oh, yeah.
But
Ye-
all it wants to do is do that thing. But me, it's mechanicking.
Every now
I've
and
tried.
then, my body yells for me to get back on the road, but then I remember the bad times, and that's enough to put it back to rest.
See, I haven't had very many bad times with mechanicking. So, other than a lot of moments that I scream off the top of my lungs, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And not literally as one. I'm just saying that as an
Oh,
expression.
yeah.
But then I remember the good times where the job's so easy. It's like, yes, I love this. Apparently, the good times are keeping me here.
Well,
Because
that's the way to look at it sometimes.
I've tried to quit and go back to. I know I used to be an operator for 4 years, roughly. Because I operated with and I was mechanic at the same time. That's why it's like, no. 3 years. And I've tried to go back to operating equipment because I'm pretty decent at it. Like, my dad wants me back on it. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it no more.
Well, I've never operated the heavy stuff, just the trucks that move it.
Yeah,
And even that, I never hauled any of the heavy equipment where it would just walk itself on and walk itself up. Well, I would drive it on and drive it off.
yeah. They're, it's fun, but after 5 years of operating it, well, even like a truck, I'm sure it's the same way. 5 years of doing that same thing, it kind of gets a little old.
Wasn't that? It's getting into the cities and dealing with the heavy traffic, which
Uh,
today is, back then would be, holy mackerel, a walk in the park in the cities. Today it's unreal.
yeah,
I don't even know if I could take the patience anymore to get through them.
I I've literally told my boss, I said, dude, if I have to, I'll give my CDL, but I do not want to be the designated truck driver. I will do the occasional, all right, this thing's broke down. I gotta get to a shop. I don't have a truck driver. I'll jump in and pull it to the shop by myself,
Mm-hmm.
and job security.
True.
Because then I mean, I'm two people in one. I can bring it to the shop, and then I can fix it when I get to the shop.
Yep. And then take it back.
But and then take it back. But I do not want to transport job to job. You can hire someone else to do that job. I'm good. But I will bring it to me from broke down to the shop and back, wherever it needs to go. I don't want the stress of being a heavy haul truck driver.
They actually don't have it too bad, although I don't know the kind of schedules they're under, because they can only drive certain, depending the heaviness of the load, certain
Yeah.
hours and all of that.
Yeah.
So the permits pretty much tell them what they can and can't do.
Yeah. Basically.
So,
To an extent, sometimes you don't have to have a permit
oh, I
under
know.
so many.
Get under the weight and width and height, you're good.
Yep. Which is a lot of our stuff. It's under the weight and everything.
Oh, you're okay.
We run. There's a couple machines we have to permit, unless we got rid of them. But other than that, we're under it,
That's good.
and we can haul anything. I believe, unless I could be wrong about it. But we've got a tandem axle lowboy. No, triple axle lowboy. No. Wait a second. One second. I gotta look up a picture. Because now I'm questioning my own self. I think it's a triple.
Well, that would keep you safe for a lot of loads, so. Because I ran.
Yeah, it's a triple axle.
Okay.
Triple tandem. Or triple dual.
Yeah, I was just a skateboard with a spread axle, so
Okay.
10-foot spread, which it really is amazing the weight distribution you're allowed with that. Really is nice.
Yeah.
Only bad thing is it was fixed, so I couldn't change the trailer. I could only slide up or slide back on the fifth wheel.
Yeah, this one's, you got triples and you can move them.
Well, that's nice.
The only way you can do them is actually the nice thing about the valving. You can actually go into one wheel if you had to. The middle wheel, the fronts and backs will lift up,
Oh, okay.
and then the middle will stay down. The way they got the valving, or you
Gotcha.
can go two wheels or all three. It just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, that's kind of stuff that was starting to come in when I left in 2001. See them all over the place now where they can lift axles and
Yeah.
makes it
I bet
nice when
that
you're
is,
trying to back in too.
yeah, I'm sure that's amazing for those guys. All our the heavy haul guys, or well ours, what we had, they don't leave all three down. I just drag the damn things around.
Oh yeah, I mean, but when you get into where you can, got to get tight and all, that's nice to be able to
Yeah.
change up. I dumped the rear axle, to basically it's there on the ground, but really I'm still turning with the axle in front.
Yeah. My boss would yell at everybody because they'd run all three down and they just skid around the corners.
Yep, and
The fronts and
scuffing the
backs.
tires and
And he would yell at everybody, but no one would change. Just yell. Imagine a boss yelling and you don't change.
yeah, I know places like that.
Like, who owns the company?
Yep,
And shouldn't you do what they want, not what you want?
that is true.
As long as it's legal? Because really I guess is my mindset to them.
All right, let's
I
see
bet
where
Twitch
we
is. I bet Twitch is like, what an interesting conversation.
are. That's why we open up. You never know what you'll get when you open up Discord, and you know, that's could be about trucking, could be about planes, could be about trains. Unfortunately, when you got somebody that's been a jack of all trades, like I have been, you could get into anything.
And a mechanic.
I haven't done the mechanic thing. I just know
Well,
what
I'd say me.
what dispatch would tell me to do. I'd try to figure out what the heck they told me to do and fix the truck.
That's me too.
I mean, I never would have dreamed when I started driving a semi of taking the airline off the compressor to dump alcohol down it to
Yeah.
keep me from icing up.
Mm-hmm.
Would have never dreamed, but yet there I was doing that to keep myself out of the garage or out of the line to get into the garage for all the drivers that wouldn't.
Yeah.
I went, wow, I can do this. Okay.
Yeah.
So little by little, I learned a little by little, and still would never ever want to be a mechanic because I have to call a mechanic to fix what I break all the time. So why not have the mechanic start on it?
Yeah. Some days I wish that I had never started.
Well, I get it. For a lot of people, the guy at work, yeah, it frustrates him to no end some of the stuff we have there, but I can tell he enjoys it.
Oh yeah. I enjoy the crap out of everything, but there's those projects that you will think about quitting very quickly.
Yeah, he's working on one right now that he's just racking his brain over trying to figure out what is really going on here. And I can tell that's the kind of stuff he likes.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
there's
3 other things break to take him away from that.
yeah, it's just I think it's a certain breed of people that can mechanic. Not everybody has what we do.
Yep.
And what we can handle. Especially in the heavy equipment world.
Oh yeah, that's a special breed right there. The fact that you were an operator and a mechanic, that just helps that along a lot better. Just like the more I learned about my truck, the more I was able to keep it rolling instead of in a garage.
Yep. And it also helps because you know what the
hell's going on. Yep.
And the funny thing is, mechanicking and operating actually they work together pretty well. Where you can operate, it helped me in my operating because I knew what it could do efficiently, I guess, and how everything worked. So it worked for that. But then on the mechanic side, the operating helped the mechanic because then you knew what that thing was supposed to do.
Yep.
And then you get to figure out why did that happen, which is usually as long as people have common sense, it's actually pretty simple to figure out why.
Well, there was one thing that happened on my truck, and we just haven't figured out the exact why it literally almost caused a fire in my cab.
Oh.
And I was just sleeping not long, 5-10 minutes before it happened. So and there was no exit out of my sleeper. So what we figured, it was the AM/FM radio antenna somehow overheated. How it overheated, we never figured out. But the bad thing was, 5 to 10 minutes earlier, I was asleep in the sleeper.
Wow.
And I just got back on the road when it started filling with smoke.
Wow.
Yeah, no idea what caused it. So, but it was funny, when I came back to work for him, all of a sudden my sleeper had a door in it. Because, I said, had I this been 5-10 minutes earlier and this would have erupted, I had no way out. I would have found a way out,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't have been pretty.
Probably not.
So, but yeah, that's the bad thing about driving trucks when you don't have a door back in the. I'm still shocked, and I know why they don't. Aerodynamics, I get it, but that little loss of aerodynamics is a very important safety piece to me.
Yep. It's that 1 or 2 gallons that you lose
Not even
a
that.
mile. Yeah, it's worth it
So,
because that could be your life.
yeah, that one, and I'd heard this before, and then to have it happen to me, I'm like, okay, that is definitely in any truck. If I ever get silly enough to think about buying one, we'll have that on it, a door back.
Oh, you want to know? You want to know a funny story that I had about hearing about it and then never think it happened to me?
What
You
happened?
ever had a grinding blade explode on you?
A grinding blade? No.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh.
You never think it would ever happen until it happens.
Oh yeah.
So, if you're ever using a grinder, learn from my mistake because I do the same thing now. Wear protection.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wear PPE because before that, I'm so lucky because it hit, which it didn't do nothing, and it was just scratches. Was basically all it was. But gladly, it never hit my eyes or my face.
Yep.
Because I didn't have safety glasses on or any protection like you should. If anybody's a mechanic on Twitch, wear your PPE, much as you hate it.
Yep. We all need to.
And I'm sharpening a drill bit with a grinding blade. And the blade exploded off the grinder, which I was using a cutting blade, not a grinding blade. I won't do that one again. And cut me in my leg and then cut my throat, scratched my throat a little bit. It's all gone. Well, the one on my leg still, it's scarred up a little bit, but the one on my throat's gone. You can't even tell it's 2 weeks and you can't even tell it's there.
Man, well, I'm glad to hear things at least were safe for you, but yeah. Ooh, scary.
The other guy that was helping me never got a thing. He just got the breeze swung at him. And they don't crack. You would think you'd hear something when they break. They do not give you a warning sign whatsoever when they go boom.
Oh.
You think they crack, like you could hear them crack or something? No, when they go, they go.
Yeah.
They don't give you a warning.
Be nice if there was a way to build that in.
Well, I would have thought they would, like, somehow crack a little bit, make a warning, but no, they don't. They just go poof, and there's no way to warn you. Really, you would think they would crack, like you could hear the cracking noise. Unless I was that unlucky.
Well, like I said, let's hope we actually have Spain up. And I'm getting close too. Just looking ahead, see what's up. I hope they do find some way to put some kind of alert to help you know something's about to go on it.
Oh, another thing, mechanics. If you're a mechanic on Twitch, use your grinding blade protector. Don't take it off.
Yep.
Me. I take all my protectors off. The little guard deal. I take them off, but that could have saved me from being swung at.
Yep.
But I mean, if you watch mechanicking, like Tecmo HD, which is in our, you don't mind me saying other channels, do you? Right?
No, I really don't. No.
Okay. Like Tecmo HD, he's in our heavy diesel tech. Every heavy diesel tech takes the grinding blade, the little guard off, because we hate them, because they're always in the way for what we do. But they're not to take them off. They're there for a reason.
Yep.
But you hear the stories. It's like one of those things, you hear the stories, but until it happens, you don't believe it. You want to know what my Mac dealer told me?
What's that?
After I told him the story, because I told him, I said, all right, how do I fix this? And this is what happened. He goes, don't use a cutting blade for grinding a drill bit. There's one, and they make grinding blades for your grinder that you bought. Oh, did not know that. How much is that?
Yep.
Which, yes, I bought them. I just gotta go pick them up because whenever I get home. Because I've got a couple Mac dealers. One's at home and one's down here. And I bought it from the one that's at home. Which is about 4 hours away. But I think he's the one that I have the most reputation with. Because I started with him when I was up there working on Lowe's. And then when I came back is when I started getting on more tool trucks. Now I have Snap-on Maco, which I just got Maco a week ago. Or two. I have Cornwell, which I will never use my Cornwell guy. You want me to get into that story?
I think we'll pass on that.
Well, it's not that bad, honestly. He makes you pay half up front. Is basically why I won't use him. I've got every tool truck that's known to man. All four of the major companies. Including Snap-Off. I called my brother. So my brother-in-law is a mechanic too. Heavy equipment. Just like me. I called him. I got Maco. I called him. I said, hey, now I'm a mechanic. He goes, why? Well, now I have all four trucks in debt.
Yeah, things aren't cheap on those trucks.
Oh, I think I probably have, in total in all my tools, I probably got about 10 grand in tools, roughly 5 to 10 grand.
Yep, I could see that with
But
a few times I dabbled in the mechanical world that I just I can't afford this stuff.
you can't. Well, I mean, when you get into it, you can't. But when you get to where I'm at, so when you first get in, I'd say go Harbor Freight tools. That's going to be the best option for starting out in mechanicing. Once you get seasoned like me, or pretty well seasoned, then that's when you start getting into the bigger tool trucks. Because then you start making more money.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can start pushing towards the tools. And as much as everybody hates it, finance, at least for me, take the advice if you want. Don't. Finance every tool you can through a tool truck. Do not use the corporate financing deal. Even though you can get quite a bit of money down, quite a bit, it can cost quite a bit and be $50 a month. But if you get a good tool truck, a good dealer, they're amazing. They'll work with you. It's so much easier and cheaper to do it through a tool truck and finance every tool. That's what I do. I probably got about a month ago. I probably had $4,000 worth of 2 tool trucks I owed. Which since then I only owe probably $1,000. And I was going through $400 a week. Every week I had to make $400 or I was going broke.
Yeah, I remember those days when I was driving the truck, how much I had to make.
But everybody has to make money somehow. And I think mechanicking, I think it's the most expensive career you could ever have.
Yeah, those tools are not cheap. That I can attest to. Like I said, I did 1 or 2 mechanicking things, and boy, just a little bit of money I went through just was amazing.
Oh,
It's this airplane.
I think it's the most expensive career you could ever get into. That's why not everybody can do it.
It's this plane. It's at the same altitude and very close by.
Or are you on
Yeah, I'm on VATSIM and don't see him. Pass by. It's like right there's the guy I'm looking for.
I want to get back into VATSIM. I had that one flight.
There he is. Wow.
Where at? Oh,
Right up here, this contrail.
damn.
Yeah, that was kind of close before we could see him. That's kind of weird. Unless
Yeah.
it's because he's at the same level.
Traffic report.
Maybe.
711 overhead Mulhouse at 8,000 feet. Correction flight level 080. On the Zula 2 arrival, ILS runway 14 right.
You want to hear a story? My first time being on VATSIM,
Uh-oh, what happened? What's company?
I was just doing some closed circles, just getting used to the rhythm. Just fly into the airport circle and go back down.
14 right for 2.
Highly
Yeah.
recommend that.
But I was doing it at 747 because that's what I was used to.
Awesome.
They went, you want to do a circle in a 747?
Yeah, what's wrong with
Yep.
that? Stay in the pattern.
I want to get used to it. He goes, I'll do it, but I recommend getting a smaller REPSI. It's like fine, right? Because I had the controls and everything. Yeah, let's say I overflew the runway,
Oh, did
and
you?
then I landed in the dirt. And then I got politely asked to get off
Oh
because
boy.
I did that. And I did. Like, nah, I'm done.
Just
traffic, Air Portugal 2711.
But now I've got a lot better setup, so I kind of want to get back on VATSIM.
oh,
And funny enough, the thinking plane, I would set it to a certain number, and it wouldn't go on that number.
what, the radio?
Yeah, I think
Huh.
the degree
Oh,
it
okay.
wouldn't go on. Like I'd set up autopilot. No, I wasn't on autopilot. I was on the oh, what is it? It's not autopilot, but I was using the autopilot to steer around because
Oh,
I
the
can't
heading.
hold. Yeah, I was using the
Heading and
heading bug.
altitudes. Okay.
Yep, but not on autopilot because I can't.
You
I
gotta
can't
trim
hold a
it.
heading with my. I couldn't hold a heading very well or altitude. It was too much for my brain. So I just used the heading bug and the altitude and manually entered what they told me. But it wouldn't. It'd be off the heading so much. But if I tried to correct, it'd be over too much. So my whole path was side to side, trying to stay on course. I would zigzag back and forth.
Oh, I know how that is.
I hated when the heading would not go to the heading that you selected. And then you get politely asked
To
to
disconnect.
fix it
Yeah.
or disconnect.
Yep.
You know what I told one of the guys that I told them, I said, how am I supposed to fix it when I'm not even the creator of the plane? I don't know this plane. I don't know how to fix it. If you'll teach me, then I will. Let's say they did not like that.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
But, I mean, how are you supposed to fix it? It's not your fault that the heading is completely off. Right?
True.
Which, yes, I was on the Zebo 747.
Zebo's a great plane.
Mm-hmm.
That 737. Oh my goodness! And if you haven't flown it here of late, oh my goodness, what they've done to it is amazing. All right, we're
Really?
about to get into a
They changed
control.
it? They updated it again?
Oh, have you gotten to it with the airside services yet?
No.
Yeah, it's been updated. I'm
I
gonna give
haven't
it.
flown it since last time I talked to you.
Okay. Let me get you the
Yeah.
link here. Second desktop. Zebo. Yeah, if you go here and scroll down to where you get to the links, you can catch up to their latest and greatest. And by the way, the latest and greatest is only good for about a day or two. And he's already updated it. That's how they keep it up to date. We didn't do that. Copy. I hate this sometimes. Try a different route. Copy. Alright, well, I will figure a way to get it to you because it's being a pain in the butt here. Not one. Oh, there it went in. That'll. There's the link to it. If you scroll down, it's near the bottom. You'll see the links for how to get a hold of it. And download the latest and greatest. And like I said, 2 days later, it won't be. They'll already have another update out. But it's really, folks, I'm going to tell you it's better than PMDG, those of you in the Microsoft world that know that name.
Right now, I gotta figure out how to download it again in my own.
Yeah, what you do is click on that link.
Yeah, I'm in the website.
Okay,
I just
all
can't
the
remember.
way down to the bottom where you see links. I'm going to bring it up here real quick before I hop into his airspace. So if you get all the way down to the bottom, come up to download links.
Okay.
Right there, link Zibo 737-800X. Click that link to the Google Drive. It's going to bring up a page. Now, it may have files under it. Mine doesn't. I just double-click the X-Plane 12. And mine only has one file. Used to be a bunch. And that'll be the latest and greatest. Now, that'll give you everything for the plane. If you need the full version, you may need to back up and look for it. Oh, that is the full. Yeah, that'll get you to the latest and greatest of Zibo if you've already got it. All right, how far to come into his airspace? TIVLI, right up ahead. How far out from top of descent, by the way, are we, since we've been jibber-jabbering here? 121 miles. Let's take a look at that arrival, folks, here real quick.
Why does it say request access? Access denied.
Oh, when you click on where you see X-Plane 12, I double-click and it'll bring up the file. And if that doesn't work, those three little dots next to it, click download. All right, let me see here, charts. All right, folks, let's look at the arrival into here real quick so you're up to date. It's the TERSA 3 arrival. We got to be over TERSA below 20,000 feet, then work our way down to around 8,000. We'll be on with center, so we'll see how this all works. Transition level is not showing up here. However, get out of this one, go here. Their approach is saying transition at 13 or 14. We'll go with 14,000. It's right here in their ATIS message. Again, stuff you can pull up with this nice charts brew. All right, TERSA, and then we're just working MD 40 to 35 to NOSCO between 10 and 14,000. 10,000 at MD 530 and Rugby 8,000. Game plan today is the ILS, to runway 32 right via Rugby on the Whiskey arrival. And there's your charting. 1091 is our localizer. 323 is our final approach. Now, if you look on the chart, distance 9.4 is right here. It's roughly 10 miles from the runway, folks. And we've got to be at 5,000 feet. So, this approach you can see straight off the runway, and we just follow this lovely track to ROFIX for a hold.
Do I go to where it says SkyMax?
Hang on a second.
Or Matrix? If
you
Fourth one down.
Google.
Yep.
You can do that, or now if you just want to get the one that's the most stable, you can do either one, Sky Matrix or Maddox or Zebo. And like I said, what I do is go in under X-Plane 12, I double click it, and it should bring up the file, even though it says who has access and all that good fun stuff.
Yeah, see, it goes access denied every time I click on it.
Huh. Don't look over into who's access. It should, if you click X-Plane 12, XP12, it should take you there. If not, another way is to click download.
Can you see my screen for a second?
Okay, hang on a second. I'm going to be getting pinged here real quick. Okay, so when you click the X-Plane link,
There you go, stat.
oh, that I've never seen. Does Skymatics do the same thing?
No.
Click XP12. And then the full zip. And then it should download pretty quick for you.
Okay. I'm kind of curious why it doesn't let me on this other one.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never seen that actually, so.
It did that last time, but it allowed it.
Yeah, it's sometimes will for me, and sometimes I run into troubles. All right, so anytime now, Spain's going to be pinging us. So let me finish up this chart real quick. Minimums for today, folks. We have to have.
I didn't mean to exit out.
You're fine. You're fine. We're looking for at least 208 feet. Let's just call it 300 feet, folks, for ceiling, and at least, where are we here? 550 meters for our visibility. So everything's good there weather-wise. You can see over here we're looking at 190 at 3. It's clear visibility, okay. 1030 on the altimeter. What's our info? D as in Delta. All right, so we've got our charting. How much to top of descent? All right, we're close. Let me get rid of charts. Let's get over here to our handy dandy EFB, get our numbers put in.
Damn, that's crazy. $320 if you download all the DLCs for it.
For what?
X-Plane 11 or 12.
300. It's only 80 bucks.
No, to download, like if you were to get all of the DLCs and everything.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Okay, so 1900Z. Okay, so we have the latest weather up here. 32 right.
See, I'm still in the X-Plane 11. I haven't downloaded 12 yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 12, when I stopped flying, 12 wasn't out yet.
Oh, okay. Then you definitely want to be careful what you're downloading, because some of the stuff is only good for 12.
Yeah, I'm fixing on game 12 here soon.
All right, so our approach speed, folks, will be 134, and we'll eat up about 5,000 feet of runway on 32 right. All right, let's program in the McDo. Why we haven't been pinged yet, I don't know. All right, so let's go next phase. Next phase. You and there he is. It wouldn't be long, folks. It's going to wait a couple seconds. We're looking at 10:30. Temperature 11. Oh, dog, you're killing me here. You're in the window and putting the sun on my screen. And we said 208. And put that in. All right, so the numbers match up pretty close. And let's get over here so we don't get him too mad at us.
Is my mic catching me eating breakfast? Well, lunch now.
32,980. Holy, the wrong.
feet. Climb flight level 230.
Control, muy buenas tardes, Siberia 30 Victor Romeo, currently stand 340, information Delta, would like to pick up IFR clearance of Barcelona.
Iberia 30 Victor Romeo, Madrid, good evening, Delta is okay. Clear to Barcelona's file via Pinar 3 Romeo departure, out runway 36 right, initial altitude 13,000 feet, squawk 4471.
Clear to Barcelona, Pinar 3 Romeo, out of runway 36 right, initially climbing 13,000 feet and squawking 4471 for Iberia 30 Victor Romeo.
Iberia 30 Victor Romeo, read back correct.
Madrid Control, EZ 1018's with you, fly level 390.
Boarding A3 Juliet Papa, descend flight level 100, 100.
Descend flight level 100, Boarding A3 Juliet Papa.
EC 1018, good evening, squawk 4466.
4466, EZ 1018.
EC 1018, Madrid Control, good evening, squawk 4466.
4466 for EZ 1018.
Austrian 118 on Tango and Bilbao.
Austrian 198, welcome to Bilbao. Taxi via Alpha 2, Tango Alpha 2.
Maybe when I get it, X-Plane 12, we'll have to fly together.
Number 1, Austrian 198.
Oh, we can fly with X-Plane 11. We just need to set a data.
Yeah.
Boarding 0344, libre 260
And I'm going to have to listen more to ATC now.
Yeah.
Ryanair 14 Delta Mike, surface wind 230 degrees 5 knots, runway 19, clear for takeoff, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 19.
You fly tomorrow?
I'm working.
EZ 1018, identify
Oh, you are?
flight
Oh, yeah.
390.
What days do you fly?
Control, could you repeat for EZ 1018?
EZ 1018, identified on the flight level 390. Expect TERSA 3 Zulu arrival for ILS approach runway 32 left.
Okay, expect TERSA 3 Zulu for 32. Was that left or right, the arrival?
EZ 1018, expect TERSA 3 Zulu arrival for ILS approach runway 32 left.
32 left off of TERSA 3 Zulu for EZ 1018. Sorry about that. He switched runways on.
EZ 41 Delta Alpha Madrid, leaving airspace, monitor Unicorn, Dubai.
Unicorn, ciao.
Go ahead.
Madrid Control, Iberia 30 Sierra Tango, muy buenas, information, Delta support requesting IFR clearance to Barcelona.
Iberia 30 Sierra Tango, Madrid, good evening, Delta is okay. Clear to Barcelona's file.
I think I'm just going to
3 Romeo departure, off runway 36 right. Initial altitude 13,000 feet. Squawk 4402.
Clear the destination as filed, following the Pinar 3 Romeo departure route out of 36 right, initially climbing 13,000 feet, and squawk is 4402 for Iberia 30 Sierra Tango.
Iberia 30 Sierra Tango, read back correct.
Yeah, I don't feel like plugging all of that in again, so yeah, I'm gonna have to. Dadgummit.
Jet 5464, descend altitude 6,000 feet, altimeter 1026.
Descend 6,000 feet, altimeter 1026, Tomjet 5464.
Jet 5464, maximum speed 220 indicated.
Max reducing speed 240, Tomjet 5464.
220 indicated.
220, sorry, Tomjet 5464.
Ready for push and start, Iberia 30 Victor Romeo.
Iberia 30 Victor Romeo, Stalab and pushback approved. Face it to the south.
Start the push approved, face to the south.
Okay, we made the change in here, folks.
Iberia
On the
350, surface wind calm, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff,
thing,
Iberia
we need to
350.
start down.
EC10 X-ray Foxtrot Madrid, leaving aerospace. Monitor Unicom, goodbye.
Unicom Easy 10 X-ray Foxtrot.
Okay, we've got it switched.
Austrian 198 on block, thank you for service and have a good night, sir.
Austrian 198, clear to the frequency, flight plan terminated. 1942, goodbye.
Romeo vacanted by Charles Ryanair 14 for the mic.
All right, so here we go, folks.
Ryanair 14 Delta Mike, welcome to Vigo.
You want to hear another story, Mike?
Requesting stand 7 is
I'm gonna actually have to
Sure,
hold here
set up
because
for
I
you.
might be getting
Okay.
a descent call here
7,
soon.
thank you, Ryanair 14 to the mic.
Jet 5464, turn right, heading 350.
350, Tomjet 5464.
Condor 8 Alpha Charlie Madrid, leaving aerospace. Monitor Unicom, goodbye. Condor 8 Alpha Charlie Madrid.
And Madrid Control, Easy 1018, copy. Cleared TERSA 3 Zulu 32 left. Does that also mean we're cleared to descend?
EC1018, clear descent, flight level 210.
210 Easy 1018, thanks.
Vueling 0344, descenso para 5000 pies, altímetro 1027,
Down we
autorizado
go.
aproximación BOR, pista 22,
I had a
notifique
feeling
final.
there was a descent somewhere in there, but he didn't even say it in his text message to me. Go ahead and put that up here. All right, so I've got both up here so you all can see where we are, I hope, on the routing. Hang on a
4500,
second.
Tomjet 5464.
Yeah, zoom in a little.
Ready for
And how we're relating. Now this is set up, well actually I can change that. Hang on, let's go here,
Iberia 30 Victor Romeo, QNH 1030, taxi via Delta Sierra, Mike until Mike 331, and November Yankee, holding point Yankee 1.
Okay, we've adjusted to
QNH
32 left,
1030, taxiing via Delta Sierra Mike until
so
Mike
you can
31,
see how
then
that
November
changed
Yankee,
slightly.
holding point Yankee 1, Iberia 30 Victor Romeo.
Iberia
All right,
9136, está
folks,
fuera del
here's
espacio
where the
aéreo,
fun
pase
comes
Unico
when they
2280,
switch it
buen
up
vuelo,
on
adiós.
you. We got it all changed out. Hope
Pues
y'all were
pasamos
able
con
to
Unico, muchas
follow.
gracias Vicente por su control, Iberia 9136, chao.
I'd say I did not.
Iberia 350, identify, climb flight level 200, direct Pinar.
Flight level 200 and direct to Pinar.
Let's see where he is level-wise on my sound system.
Ready for taxi, Iberia 30, ready for push and start. Sorry, Iberia 30, Sierra Tango.
Iberia 300 Tango, start up and push back approval facing south.
Push and start facing south. South is approved, Iberia 30, Sierra Tango.
Turn jet 5464, left heading 210, clear ILS approach runway 21, report established.
What's that arrow
Left
thing on your?
This thing?
Clear ILS for the
Yeah.
21 and
Okay,
we'll
I was getting
report
ready to say
when
I'm
ready.
making sure he
When
doesn't
established.
amend us.
Complete precaution.
Real quick, folks, if on this nav display, this crooked arrow,
Warning 2485 Madrid, leaving
that's
airspace,
when-
monitor Unicorn, good night.
get these lined back like they should have been. This will be the point where this green
Condor
dot you
8
see
Alpha Charlie,
coming
Madrid.
down this speed tape will be between these two lines, which is when we're in our preferred descent angle. But we've been descending, as you can tell. We've already dropped almost 4,000. But when this green dot gets in between here, we'll be really starting our descent to 21,000.
And that's new.
So let's see here how we're doing.
Isn't it, or am I just blind?
What?
The arrow new to 12, isn't it?
No, that's actually an Airbus thing.
Oh, is it?
That's how Airbus, you can tell
Iberia
where you are,
350, climb flight level 300.
where you are in the relation to the managed descent. If you look at it on a Boeing, you know you got that descent tape that shows
Flight
up
level
like a glide
300,
slope.
Iberia 350.
When it gets
Yeah.
in the middle, you're on the
Warning
managed descent,
A300
what
Papa,
it
descend
wants you to do.
altitude 6, 4
Same thing, just shown
altimeter
differently.
1027, clear for ILS Zulu approach runway 35, report established.
That's kind of cool, though.
Descent flight level 4000, QNH 1027, reporting ILS established.
All right, transition level was 13 or 14,000. Okay.
You should almost name your stream "Story Time with Biggin."
We could, I guess. Let's see. There's TERSA. We're supposed to be at or below 20,000. My chart, I hope, is the same as his.
EC49 Echo Romeo Madrid.
That's pretty much what the stream spin is. Story time with me.
Thank you, sir. Today.
Descent checks.
Vale 13 con Madrid Control.
Arrivals perfect. Okay. Folks, I told you about at the beginning ways to get the
Vueling 0344, viento en superficie 130, nudos, pista 22,
winds
autorizado a
aloft.
aterrizar.
Hang on just a second.
Autorizado a aterrizar 0344, Capita 22, vueling 0344.
Requesting taxi, Iberia 30 Sierra Tango.
Iberia 30 Sierra Tango, QNH 1030, taxi via Delta, Sierra, Mike until Mike 31, correction, Mike until Mike 32 and November, holding point Yankee 2.
Local QNH 1030, taxi via Delta, Sierra, Mike until Mike 32, November, holding point Yankee 2, Iberia 30 Sierra Tango.
All right, folks, the CEO had to reach out to me. You got to stop when the CEO talks. Frying pans hit you if you don't. All right, but anyway, how you can get that winds information, you can also go to flight plan, pick the right side. The right side, you do your altitude constraints, your speed constraints. Look at that, access wind data.
Georgia 5464, confirm established.
Then you get your wind request in, and there it's updated.
Georgia 5464, runway 21, surface wind calm, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21, Georgia 5464.
Wow, I really did not
Vale 13, Madrid Control, buenas
expect
tardes.
it to be this kind of murky look in
Vale
this
13,
flight.
Madrid, sé que está en Palma, pero todavía no le tengo yo en pantalla. Vale 13 a 40 millas de Bravo Alfa, Víctor Eco Romeo.
Okay, let's go in here.
Willy 0344, declarando frustrado.
Constraint landing system on.
Willy 0344, confirme suba 5000 pies y entre en patrón de frustrada pista 22.
A quick check of our ILS frequency should be 1099. MAA's not on, so it's not fully
Tráficos en
tuned in.
frecuencia, sintiéndolo mucho, Madrid cierra servicio por hoy. Continúen en Unicom, buen vuelo a todos y hasta la próxima. Break, traffic in frequency, Madrid radar is closing. Continue monitoring Unicom, enjoy your flight, goodbye. Muchas gracias, adiós. Hasta luego, Vicente, gracias. Los Antonio. Become 122.8, thanks for the traffic service, Seabird 231.
Easy 1018 copies, thanks. Have a great day. All right, we're switching back to Unicom. Dropping to under 20. Okay, and get our arrival back up there. See, we got to be below 20 here, but above 15 there. So I'm going to actually set for 15. Then up here, there's no restraint. However, at NOSCO, we got to be above 10,000, but below 14. So just got to work our way in now, folks. Hopefully, you won't get caught off guard. No towers or approaches inbound. And if at any time, folks, you think you're not going to make your restraints, switch into what's called an open climb, where you pull on it and then set your vertical speed steeper to get down. The arrows here will tell you when you'll be at those altitudes. We're set for 15, and we should be fine. I've got to see the outside too much.
I love ads.
I don't have any running.
There's one with a Subaru right now.
Yeah, I've got my laptop not part of flying with mic on, so I can see when those ads run.
I have one.
All right, there we are, entering the star, folks. Hang on a second, I'm going to try something here to... There we go. Looked like it was right up against the edge. Okay, so we're right over TERSA. So we're working our way where he wanted us at.
I'm curious if they might be different for everyone else as they come in the stream.
Could be. I get a message usually when the ads are going to start, and then I watch my laptop to see if they really do. All right, folks, and again, you're flying with Mike here. We're going from St. Louis, France, over to Madrid, Spain. I say it that way because I live in the St. Louis area here in the U.S., so it's kind of a fun place I've found that, yes, I want to go visit, and yes, it just intrigues me. So do I expect, hopefully it's not the same as the St. Louis here in the States. Otherwise, I have to take a bulletproof vest.
I never knew that was that bad there.
Oh, yeah. Between St. Louis, I think St. Louis and Chicago every year are in a competition to see who will kill the most. Chicago usually wins only because there's more people up there. No, I
Wow.
really think the two try to compete. It's just really sometimes just horrendous down here. Most of us do not go near that city at all anymore, just because crime is so bad.
Wow. I never knew that.
Yep, every night on the news, at least 1 or 2 murders, if not more.
Hell.
And we do have concealed carry, too.
Well, you're gonna have to at that rate.
The scariest thing of the whole thing, East St. Louis, and everyone here, if you've ever seen the movie Vacation with Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, and I forget the hot model in it. But anyway, they have a scene in East St. Louis where he's asking for directions and they steal all his tires. Well, that town of East St. Louis was 80,000 people back in the 60s and 70s. Today, 23. They've either moved or were killed in gang-related shootings.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad. Now it's all in the St. Louis, North St. Louis area, pushing south, but that's, you know, pick your decade and flip-flops. So it's just, they'll never rein in crime here, I don't think. Okay, we're coming into 15,000 feet. Let me pull the chart up. We need to be off
And
here.
the bad thing about it is innocent people get involved with it too.
Yep. That is it indeed. All right, transition level is about to happen. Let me see, did I get it put in right here? 5,000? How about no? 13. Ah, he came off. So we said, let's look at the ILS chart real quick. 13,000, okay. And that's one thing you do have to do in the Toliss aircraft, double check that the numbers are correct. All right, then from NOSCO, we're looking at 8,000 at All right, folks. So we're about to make our approach on Madrid. Don't do the same thing I did many years ago, and find out Madrid is higher than you think. I believe airfield elevation is. See if I can get it here on this chart. 1,980 or 98 feet, almost 2,000 feet above sea level. Didn't know that the first time in, and the GPWS was squawking away.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, at least we stayed out of the trees. We recovered. That's what it's there for, but did not expect that.
Hey, I could make it go off.
Let's see here. Let me do something here. Pull this out.
Every time I leave and come in, I can make it go off.
All right, so there, right there, folks, is 7,300-foot mountain, almost 7,400, off to the north of the airfield. To us, our due west. I don't even know if we would see it. Yeah, you can kind of see a raising. So you get an idea. We've been coming in over some pretty high terrain, respectively here. We just left the Alps, so they're going to be a little under those.
I could make a bank angle come in also.
That's okay. Let's go slow to 220.
I started playing with my soundboard. It's scaring the. I've got one that has pew pews. If you know what I mean, Mike.
I'm not sure what that is, but I think I'll be okay not knowing.
No, you know what they are. Concealed carry.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if Twitch likes the word, but yeah, I've got one like that too. I'm scared people doing that. It's funny. They'll be playing Call of Duty, and then I'll come in their channel, and raise all types of hell. They're like, "What the hell is this about to hit me?" not knowing I just showed up, and then they're like, "You scared the shit out of me." Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. They're like, "You're gonna give me a heart attack one of these days." I'm like, "Well, that's your problem, not mine."
Okay. Still trying to figure something out here. We'll look at it later. It is slowest at 220. What's us at 220? Okay. Huh. See it on the chart. That's why it's kind of throwing me off.
What does mode C mean anyway?
Mode C is just one of the modes on the transponder. It allows the controller to see. Mode C will allow them to see your altitude, your, of course, information of the plane, and something else. Whereas in the smaller planes, you had to set it to altitude or set it. It's just one thing you didn't have to worry about. Now it's TA and TARA, which that's all new since when I flew. That was paper planes and stuff. No, seriously, it was Pipers and Beaches, but boy, it's amazing the change in aircraft since.
Yeah.
Not low, I want medium. And final setup here, speed.
I knew it was something. I knew it was something with the plane. I just can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, basically it's just something for the, when it transmits to them, it gives them all of your altitude and other parameters, more than just a blip on the screen that they can identify. Altitude and all comes in.
Yeah, helps them out.
Now we'll slow up to 220. All right, we're gonna set 8,000. descend on our own. All right, folks, we're getting into final approach here. Rugby is the initial approach fix for 3-2 left now we're shooting. It's funny, he made me change runways and then left. Gotta love these people. I know they're watching Flying with Mike just to aggravate it. Alright, so you can see the little hockey stick right over Rugby. 8,000 feet will be approximately at that point. Then we'll descend in via the constraints.
He really just made you move runways and then just left.
That's fine. I can land on 3-2 left. Puts me closer to my terminal.
Yeah. That's funny.
But they don't know that I'm set up that way unless they were watching back in St. Louis when I set up. So, and I even said it back then. I bet they switched the runway on me, and I expected it to be to 1-4. But no, they kept them to the 3-2s. Because the winds actually favor the 1-4s.
Yeah.
But like here, it's like my airport. Day before yesterday at work, most of the day the winds favored heavily the 3-2s. We have 3-2s and 1-4s as well. But they were landing them on 1-4. Don't know why. Have no understanding why. Other than maybe Lambert was landing them that way, so that makes it easier on approach. I don't know. But yeah, they were landing with a pretty good tailwind. Of course, they can always say can't do. And then they have to switch it. All right, here comes the 8,000 foot mark, and we switch maps.
Which I'm sure no one said can't do. They all just went for it.
Well, there are limits, and sometimes they can't. Now I am going to put it on the map. All right. Down to... Let's bring it down to...
It'd be funny to throw your reversers on mid-wind. I wonder what would happen.
Well, the Concorde used that as a speed brake.
Oh, really?
Because they didn't have one.
Do they throw the reverser on?
Yep, they go into reverse thrust.
Hmm.
More like
That's
idle
cool.
reverse. They aren't pushing the throttles for it. They just open up to cause drag because they don't have spoilers.
Hmm.
Okay, so 50.
So it actually is a thing.
It can be done. Other aircraft have them too. A lot of fighters in Europe have reverse thrust instead of parachutes, which is weird. We don't. We don't even have parachutes on ours anymore, unless it's a battle emergency.
Yeah.
I think the F-16 has it for an emergency, but don't quote me on it, folks. I haven't been around that airplane in a long time.
I've never been around it, so there you go. I just see them fly by. I'm like, well, great.
Right. All right, we've got the ILS MMA or MAA 10990 is good. Let's go
I had
ahead.
one.
Go into approach.
I had one. When I was at work. Back home. Flew right, probably 2,000 feet above ground, and just you could hear it and all. And then he like practicing dogfighting. I'm like, great, here we go. I don't know if that's normal or if that means things are about to happen.
I'm sorry.
If you know what I mean.
What did he do?
They're practicing dogfighting in F-16 or whatever. I don't know what fire it was, but they're practicing. I was like, well, here we go. Shit's about to Why do I keep saying that word?
You're okay.
It's about to hit the floor, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I don't know if that's normal that they're practicing dogfighting or not.
Oh, they do.
Oh, do they?
Depends
That's
where they're
normal.
at. Usually it's in a military area, but all depends. All right, so we're
This was in a
coming
mountain.
flaps 2.
I thought that was a saying of your things are about to happen.
All right, we are on final, folks.
But I'm not a military person, nor do I know much about it.
Madrid
But we
traffic,
can-
easy 1018, approximately 10-mile final, 32 left.
But you ask me anything about mechanicing, I can probably tell you what the issue is. As long as you have all the information.
Oh, yeah. All right, where's this run? I think I see it, but wait till I can fully see it. It's the right one. Yep, there's the left. Yeah, I really do need to get out here to Spain. Sorry to change the subject.
Oh, you're fine. I think I've changed it like 4 times.
All right, air flaps full, boilers armed.
I'm just making conversation at this point.
2,500.
All right, we're at 140, flaps full, spoilers set, and gear 3 green. I think it's time for Flying with Mike to do what the title says, so flying. And currently the wind is a tailwind at 7 knots. Hey. Really feels like a steep approach. That might be why that's a long displaced threshold. Madrid traffic, easy 1018, 5-mile final, 32 left.
And another ad. Oh, guess what?
What's
It's
up?
another Subaru. It's another Subaru ad.
Nothing wrong with Subarus. I own. Best car I've ever had. Actually, we own 2.
I'm a Chevy fan. I've got a Chevy 3500.
Boy, all these things are popping up here. Getting a little low.
400.
And we're landing. Madrid traffic, easy 1018, short final, 32 left.
100 above.
Landing.
200. Minimum.
What's IBE stand for?
Iberia Airlines. That's Spain's big airline.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
I want to make this intersection. And Madrid traffic, easy 1018s off 32 left to Terminal 1. And from what I've been reading, if Wiki is to believe, this is the original terminal here at Madrid. Terminal 4, which is actually 2 terminals in one, was, I guess, Iberia built. So, or with the help, Madrid was able to build it with Iberia, because that's where most Iberia goes. Alright folks, so we'll just take Alpha 9 around the horn here. I guess it becomes Alpha 8.
You know more than I do.
I'm just looking at the map. Oh, for the terminals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to figure out where the airline I'm flying with goes, and that's the closest I can figure out. We'll just go all the way down. You need to park down in those gates. Although I
I
could
just fly.
What?
I just fly wherever I want to.
Yeah, but I try to, for the stream and I'll try to get where people would expect them. And
I thought a 747-800 into Abilene, Texas.
Nice.
And that's not done usually.
Yeah, there'd be a few occasions you'd have one in there. Not many, but it's like Des Moines, Iowa. I used to drive the truck for Emory Worldwide, and one day the Anatov 124 was in there. We never see heavy aircraft like that. The heaviest we ever saw were UPS 767s. Even FedEx didn't fly big jets in. DC-8s for Emory. So that was neat to see. Bringing in oil rig equipment or taking out, one of the two. I think only problem in my research I couldn't find were EasyJet permits. This is actually a real-world flight. I don't think 1018 is the actual real flight. I think it's like 1050 or something like that. But yeah, this was actually flown. I decided to look it up on FlightAware and give it a shot.
Did my thing play?
What thing?
I did the clapping.
May not have. I've got to go back in and check them. It's been acting up here lately again.
Ah.
T3 is good. I really hate this about Toliss.
I was like, I didn't hear it.
All right, here we come into the gate area, folks. Gonna need a little oomph. All right, brakes are set. It's on. All right, add pilot. Kept the radars on. All right, so that's all set. Let me get rid of that up top here.
I like how Amazon's like, hey, we're advertising a 34-gallon large reptile tank. Don't think I need a reptile tank.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
All right, what else we need to do in engine modes?
I really don't want any snakes. Or alligators, or what else would you do? Large reptile. I don't even know what else would take a reptile. It is $150.
Okay, we got that in. Let's get those chocks in. Down here. All right, with chocks in, brakes turn off. That helps the brakes to cool better, folks. And you all can watch the little gauge here. Oh, I gotta turn the beacon and stuff off. Let's see. Okay, so it should start spawning in and opening up. So, welcome to Madrid, folks. We've had a great flight. We're about to find out the particulars. We aren't flying for a specific VA as I'd hoped. Was supposed to be flown for Millennium Aviation. Folks, if you are looking for a great airline, that's one to really look at. Here's how to get a hold of them. They're, hopefully, there it goes. Just about any airplane out there they have for you in their PIREP system to be able to log and fly with. You got to find it. You got to get a livery if you want, but they have it there if you have that aircraft. So check them out, folks. 4 divisions. You come into the open division. Think of it like any other airline, except every airline out there, they've kind of poured a lot of the schedules in. If you can't find it, join the charter division. Make your own flight. If you like historic aircraft, 727s, 707s, Clippers, and on back, they have a division for that, as well as for those of you that want to improve your flying skills, they have a pro division. And just like it sounds, you fly with someone that will walk with you, help you get better and better through your check rides. Check them out there at MAQ, Millennium Aviation, or otherwise MAQ Virtual. Captain Mac, a big YouTube content provider, started this airline. And what an airline. I've been with them 5, maybe 6 years, and folks love being here. One of the greatest moves I made was flying here at MAQ. So hope to see you there, but check them out before you sign up, just to make sure it's what you're looking for, because you know what, not every VA is what for everybody out there. So check them out, though. They're a good bunch of people. Great software when you can find out why it's not doing what you want it to do, which is what happened for me today, but that's okay. I've got enough flights for the month in. I'm not worried about it. So one flight a month is all they ask. And as we were in that little kind of PSA form, you could see everything opening up here. And that's what happens in auto. All of these things come out, come into your aircraft. They don't just pop in, pop out like mini. They actually drive in. Let me give you another little example. Yeah, we'll do it from here so that way you can see the whole thing. Okay, now I told the right side to open up. Here come the catering trucks. Pay attention to the feet, the leveling feet. They come down before the box goes up. That's the level of detail I like. The only thing missing, folks, they're driverless vehicles, which, well, you know, even with drivers, they don't do a great job. But yeah, that's the level of detail I like in aircraft. And Toliss, you've done a great job. Zibo, that's the only thing of everything you've done that's just remarkable that would make that plane so much better is if we had that. But you know what? That sets you a little different than Toliss, which is cool. So, yeah, love. Zibo is just an amazing animal, folks. Just a great 737. So, and it's free.
Oh, I love it.
That's the part that makes that plane such even better than it already provides for you. It's free, considering what PMDG socks out of you, and they're getting ready to sock it to you again when Microsoft upgrades to 2024. So yeah, love it. Went from X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12, and it was still free. The X-Plane cost, but one of the best 737s on the market was still free. So check them out. Toliss is not free, but it's just an amazing, amazing product. So,
how much is Toliss?
I think it's about $80. Let's find out. I got to get the link up here. Here's how you can find it, folks. This is for the A320NEO. There is an A319 and an A340-600. They're looking at $89.99. And it works in both X-Plane 11 and they have downloads for 11 and 12. Or both if you want to have both up to date. They have animated de-icing, the animated vehicles you've seen here. Plus, I could bring in the backdoor staircase truck, but We'll make them all go out the front. But yeah, just an amazing product here. All right, let's see if we can replay that arrival. Not that. Gotta first get rid of everything.
Do you know, does Toliss work for Boeing?
What do you mean?
Like Zebo?
I mean, it's a great product. I
But
mean,
it will work with it?
oh yeah, if you have Zebo in with it, yeah, all the aircraft work together. They won't limit you because you want to be on the Boeing side of the house. You know, that dastardly company. You know, at least Airbus keeps the doors on.
You just had to bring that up.
Did I go there?
Or was that Boeing? No, that was Boeing too. I was thinking with the engine failures shit was happening.
That was them too. There have been some mishaps with Airbuses, don't get me wrong. But they at least keep their doors on. Sorry, folks. I have to say it. There was on Facebook, you may have all seen it. Alaska Airways was the first, they were the one it happened to. Alaska was the first to be allowed back to flying the MAX 9s. That's because they speed taped the whole fuselage to keep the doors on. But anyway, that was an amazing picture. Nothing but speed tape around the whole plane. Think of them basically duct taping the plane. Poor Boeing.
Oh, that's funny.
They have had so much trouble with the MAX. And just yesterday, at work, that would have been Saturday, I saw a picture, and I did not even know this was a thing yet. I'm still a little leery of the picture. The first flight of a MAX 11. I don't even think that's supposed to be a plane. But what it looked like is, why don't you just upgrade your 757 fleet? Because the fuselage was about as long as a 757-300. I'm just like, what the heck? Can't we get out of the 737 frames? Come up with a new idea?
Nope.
Man, I looked at that. That was the weirdest looking plane, and I hope it was somebody having fun with Photoshop and all of that good stuff. Oh, my
no,
God.
we cannot get out of that frame. Never.
All right.
I wish some of the old planes would still fly.
Well, the B-52 is still going. Many generations I've heard, they've now... Look, we're sliding. Whoa, tail strike.
And another for me.
Stop.
I wish I was able to watch that.
Well, you're gonna get to see it. Hang on.
Back and starting from
Well, give me a minute. I got 10 seconds on that.
Oh, you got an ad? Okay, well, let me disconnect from VATSIM. See if it'll rewind. We're hoping for the rewind. It may not now. Come on.
And now I'm back.
And it's spinning. Not sure we're gonna get it. Oh, we did. Go. All right, I'm gonna roll it forward. Which way do I need to? When I pull the chocks, remember I took the brakes off, folks? And that's why it starts to roll backwards. Watch. Then I hit the brakes. This is why when you're pushing or powering back, you don't use the brakes. Down with the tail. All right, let's go. That was good. Good humor.
At least Boeing doesn't have tail strikes.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh yeah, they do.
Well, I'm talking about because of you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Boeing has had tail strikes.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. So let's get this thing coming in, see how well this thing landed. Let me get some music.
Well, I'm saying at least morally, you don't power back and flop.
Well, now they used to power back, yes, but turn that down a little. Here in St. Louis, they powered back all the time because the D concourse, they came up so close you couldn't get a pushback in there. So they used the engines and the DC-9s and the 727s and the 737-200s that would be around. It's a nice kiss on the run. You have to look. I didn't look up the numbers on this. All right, let's look at that again. No, too far back. That's how long this displaced threshold is, folks. Almost made it. That is really a good landing, folks. Wow. Not to toot my horn there. That was actually pretty good.
I don't think I could do that landing.
Just a little bit of work with the plane. It's not hard. Airbus is actually pretty easy to fly. It's very stable on the stick, and it's flown by a stick. So, go. Get that. Wow. Let's see how the wing flex was on the other side. Start from there, switch sides. And of course, we'll have the tower view here. Hopefully. Wow. Nice and gentle on the runway. Wow. Reverse thrust deployed.
Minimum.
Although I'm not sure where the tower, if it'll be the one over there on the right or somewhere else.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5,
let's go see what that tower view
20,
reveals.
40, 100.
Looked good to me. Let's take it back out one more time. Pause it. Let's get it to release the gear shows. There we go. Alright, let's take a look here at what Sim Toolkit recorded. Alright folks, this is one of the big reasons I love Sim Toolkit. It really can help you with your landings. You may say, huh? Follow me here. First off, we had 185 feet a minute, 133 knots, folks. That's just about in the sweet spot we were looking at on our EFB, electronic flight bag. So if we go up here to the flight, 2 hours, 8 minutes long, 185 feet a minute. Here's some quick diagnostics. We were 2 hours, 8 minutes in flight, 640 miles, burned just a little under 4,000 kilos of fuel, and just kissed the runway at 185 feet a minute. This is the tool I like, the full landing. Two things it's showing you here. One, all of the metrics, what the numbers were that you were. I was off by 2 degrees on the ideal heading. Here's my speed again, my feet per minute, all of that good stuff. However, I landed 1,955 feet down the runway, 26 feet right of the center line. Now, that kind of concerns me a little. So, I'll show you another little tool on here. As the music fades. All right. This is your runway, folks, you're landing on. This is that extended threshold I told you about. You're not supposed to land in there. You are supposed to land where you see the blue dot. Well, there's a white line in the forward of that. This is for takeoff only. And if you're landing this way, you can roll out into it. So now you can see on your runway where you landed. Each hash mark's 500 feet. Here's the ideal touchdown point. Your PAPIs, your ILS system, all key to landing you in this general area right here. If you follow it and everything's done right in a cockpit, ideally that's where the plane's going to settle down. However, there is something called a landing zone, and it stretches from the last set of hash marks here on the approach end to the threshold. Right here would be the end of that. See any more past that. Not to say you can't land out of it, but again, you're in that ideal area. Most of the runway still ahead of you to be able to comfortably slow down. If you start seeing hash marks on the ground at the other end, guess what? You're running out of runway. Granted, you got usually about a 2,000 to 3,000 foot queue to work with, but I'd be really starting to think about hitting my feet on those brakes. Or do like Fred Flintstone, for those of you that know him, stick your feet out and have your feet helping. So, as I said, 26 feet. Well, on a runway that is almost 200 feet wide, that's not bad. But say this is 100 feet wide. That's a third of the way over here, folks. You could start conceivably getting into some, FOD or worse lights. So you really do want to keep an airliner as much on the center line as possible. As possible, folks. We're not commercial pilots. We do the best we can. So that's what this can show you here in Sim Toolkit. Where
And
you
I'm sure
landed and how you can adjust to get it more to the center. And sometimes the wind just pushes you over there unexpectedly. It happens, folks. But yeah, this overall was a really good landing. The passengers are going to be happy that it kissed the runway right about the right speed and everything. So, and they're where they want to be. So,
And I'm sure it's a lot easier flying in real life, not a game.
oh, yes and no. Yes to the fact you can feel what the plane's doing, but that can also be an ogre to you. There's many a pilot that'll swear to you they are not upside down, yet the plane is upside down.
Oh, really?
Because fighter pilots are so strapped in, if they're flying by the seat of their pants, they'll actually think they're straight and level. If they're not looking at their gauges, and they might actually be upside down. There's been some pretty bad crashes because of it. Especially
Wow.
when you get into the clouds and they want to fly by the seat of their pants instead of by the gauges in front of them. So, but anyway, folks, that is going to be a wrap today. I want to say thank you for coming out, being a part of Flying with Mike. EasyJet was the airline we flew today, and I hope you all check out Millennium Aviation. Again, 300 was with us on Discord. I want to thank him as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Always appreciate talking to people on Discord. We're trying to get the Discord channel open on most of the flights now. So feel free to come in. We'd love to chat with you, learn a little bit about you, and welcome you aboard. And who knows, maybe we'll head up and do some flying. So, but anyway, we're going to leave you with the landing. And hope you all have a great week ahead of you. It's Monday. And we'll be back Wednesday, next day off. So, y'all have a great day, Biggin. You too as well. And God bless you all. We'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah. Where are you planning on flying Wednesday?
Wednesday, I am not 100% sure.
Well, if I'm off, I might come join you. Possibly.
Pull up the schedule. And for those joining in, hey, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're over on YouTube. We'd love to have you aboard. Wednesday is a Cessna 208 day, flying from St. Kitts to Princess Juliana in St. Martin over to San Juan, Puerto Rico in the Caravan. That will be fun because that's a difficult plane to keep under control. So, hope y'all are there.
Maybe we'll make a day. Fly Grand Junction to Texas.
That sounds like a fun flight too. Let me know the day and time.
Yeah, we've been trying to do that flight forever.
Yep. I just need I don't have anything scheduled for the following week, so I'd be good to go.
Maybe a Saturday.
That I don't know how my Saturdays look here, but we'll definitely work on it. So, well, folks, I am gonna sign off here and let you all follow the plane into the gate, and hope you all have a great Monday.
Yep, I think so.